the healer put water into the ball and then hit it, and it started jumping. The water droplets started jumping into the air, and then I put my finger into it, and I could feel the energy. I mean, it was incredible. So, like,
how much water have we got in the body?
Exactly, we have more water than anything else. We are water bodies, and people don't know it. You know, again, I say 87% of brain is water, and at least 70% of our body is water. So we are water body. Think what that energy does to our water body.
And what our thoughts do to the water.
Exactly. So it was a tremendously fine demonstration. You could see it with your own eyes and feel it, you know, like the finger went like this.
That's also why it's very important to drink, you know, structured water or vitalized water, because much of the water that comes out of our taps today are almost dead water. And imagine what will happen with dead water in the body, combined with all the attacks from the media, from politicians, from the world, what is going on, all the chaos. You know, people are vibrating in a difficult way, and it's just so important, you can say. It's
water is extremely important, and of course, again, when you read so-called military exercises, they can use water as a weapon. You know, they can put bacteria, they can put viruses, they can put any kinds of chemicals, and people get sick. And they do that in Western countries anyway. I do know that. And people don't know it. And I think that's very cruel. That's very mean. But again, the military says we have to exercise. We have a weapon, we have to use it, we have to exercise it. So why do we have all these weapons? To harm other human beings deliberately. And the worst is now, because there seems to be, in the Western countries at least, a war against your own nation. I mean, you can't go from Denmark against Russia. I mean, officially at least you can't, or Finland can't go against Sweden, but each country can go against their own people. And that's when they, you know, contaminate the water. That's when they use electromagnetic fields. That's when they use the beaming
I think
to their own people.
I think that's very important, because you talked before about an enemy. And here we have, you know, an enemy. When it's a defined enemy, then you can do something about it. But the worst enemy is, like you say, is actually the old governments, you can say, of the countries. Because also, if you look at the word government and split it apart, it says government. It means to govern the mental. It actually means mind control, and this is what is going on. But the enemy is really, when we look at the wireless society, we look at mobile towers all over the country. You cannot hardly go anywhere without being beamed. And then they push forward mobile phones for all people and little children, 5 years old. Elderly people now should have one, only with one button up, because then they can call their grandchild. So they are taking two segments of the consumers that normally don't use a mobile phone, and they connect them because the little boy wants to talk to granddad. You know, it's like a rape of humanity in this way. And people, if they realize that the enemy is not Sweden, Norway, or South Africa, it's the mobile towers and, for instance, HARP, but all these wireless gadgets we have. How come, you know, life was working finely when we did not have all this?
That's right.
And today we need all to be in contact with each other all the time. But often we forget the inner contact, the inner energy, so we can use our thought power and telepathy. We don't need a mobile phone, because when we develop our telepathy, we can do it all.
Yeah, but majority of today's Western world people cannot.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, first of all, they don't know that they have this. But the future seems to be that you don't even have televisions. You can see it in your mind, all the programs. And of course that takes, I'm sure, at least 100 years or more. I don't know, because in the last 200 years we have evolved more than in thousands of years.
In the last 20 years.
Yeah, right, also, but, you know, 200 years, so think how it was and what it is now. But then we don't need them. Then we can just send messages, and we can talk to each other, we can look at the TV programs. So actually the future scenario is quite exciting when you take it positively, and when it's used positively instead of negatively, like today. But
it will change. You know, that's also what is very important, because all the fear going on. If normally also people have a lot of fear in general, because if they don't have the bigger picture, if they don't have anything to hang on to, anything to understand what is going on and what is going on in the cosmos and anything, then it's difficult to, because you are down in the labyrinth, you can say, but you need a ladder. You can step up and say, oh, this is what they're doing. Okay, now they're going that direction. Okay, because it's much easier if also to realize that this is not a one-time experience here. So, but people, they will probably have many lives that will look like each other if they sit in the sofa life after life. So it's much easier now to get started. And even though, what should I do? Start loving more, start caring more, and do it for yourself. Start with yourself, because the more love you can give to yourself, the more love you can give to other people.
That's true. We always come back to the same theme.
Yeah.
Love and light and unity.
Yeah, we do. And yeah, if we wish to experience peace in the outer world, we have to have peace in ourselves. And can we have peace in ourselves today if we fill ourselves with what comes from the media, if we read the papers, if we listen to a lot of junk and watch the television and use all the wireless gadgets and eat food which is not any vital energy in anymore? Is that possible, or will we have to face our whole lifestyle? What are we really doing? Because we need to have peace, and we saw the water, what happened in the singing bowl.
Right.
So it doesn't come from the outside. The outside is just a mirror of what is going on inside in each of us. You are the world, I am the world, and when I change the world, and you change the world when you change.
Yeah, it all starts within. We have to start with our own heart. We can't tell somebody else that you have to change. That doesn't work.
No.
I have to change, and with my change, maybe the other one changes too to the positive, because I emanate then positive energy instead of the hate energy, instead of anger energy, instead of the negativity. So it's all in within us.
So actually we have talked a lot about, you said something about forgiveness, forgive, and all.
That's my hardest lesson in life, I know.
Yeah.
I may flunk, but I hope I don't after all these experiences here in Denmark.
Yeah, but it has to start, we have to forgive ourselves as well. Because we are part of the whole, we are all one, and we are all part of the same. So if we forgive ourselves, we actually forgive others as well, but if it starts with ourselves, and then life really starts to become a sort of miracle, because what can happen where we are now? What is there to fear here? Yeah, perhaps that I don't come to bed tonight because I have to edit videos, but that's okay. But there isn't really anything to fear, because in the now there's nothing to fear here.
No, and one thing is that I do believe we have all chosen our destiny on the long run, and things that happen are supposed to teach us a lot of things. And when we don't learn the normal good way, we learn the hard way. But we're going to learn. Or then we flunk the class and we take it again in the next reincarnation. So actually there's nothing to fear. No. Either I make it or I don't, but still I'm going to make it someday, somewhere, on some other planet, if not on this one. So life is eternal. We are fine. Exactly.
And I normally say to people, we are standing here, and I say, just one little step, no, it gets hot here. And that's it. But when you take the step, I've been in the situation, we all have. We had to take the first step sometime in our lives. And afterwards, when I found out, I just stepped out of the comfort zone. And then I found out, wow, what a freedom. What a freedom, what a relief from all this system going on, all these things trying to lock you into something. But when you take you become your integrity, you become whole inside, you become who you truly are, and follow your heart, follow your bliss, and always use actually the fear as an indicator, right way, wrong way, and take the energy back to where you are, in the center, then so many things can happen. And life is really a miracle. I have this spirit guide, of course, and as he told me, is that your mission ending with this life, so you don't have to stress. Just do whatever you can and keep on going, and this, it's also a relief, because what are we striving for when life is eternal?
That's right. We should all remember we cannot die. There is no death, and we are all someday going to the universal love completely. Thank you.
You too.